I'm Nancy Drew. This is my Center of Operations, my desk. Go ahead and poke around. If you want to know the particulars of how I do what I do, take a look at the book titled How to Be a Detective. P.G. Krollmeister has hired me to investigate a series of equipment meltdowns that have been plaguing the prominent Oklahoma storm research team he sponsors. Since his team has been expected to win the $100 million grant at stake in the upcoming Green Sky Storm competition, Krollmeister suspects that there is something far more sinister than simple equipment failure going on. I'll be joining the team undercover, replacing their previous intern, Pete, who wound up with a broken leg after one of the accidents stranded him directly in the path of a storm. Stepping in at the most dangerous and chaotic period of the chase season, I'm going to have to keep my wits about me to stay on top of the sabotage and the storms. Whoa, oh my gosh! That's a weird piece of debris. Wow, it's filled with money. I better take this and see who it belongs to. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. All right, got it. This doesn't seem right. Looks like garbage. Don't need this. Mice! I agreed to tornadoes, but I did not sign up for mice. Again? All right, Mouse. This house isn't big enough for the both of us. No bed for me. I still have things to do.
Previously on Detective Beach.
You're a loose cannon, McNorton. I want your badge and your surfboard on my desk immediately.
Only one man would be crazy enough to do for rob a bank. You gotta put me back on the case,
Howdy. Come on over here and be friendly. That's more like it. Welcome to Mom and Pa's.
I take it you're Pa?
That's me. That's what everybody in 100 miles knows me as, Pa. But I tell you something most of them don't know.
That it's not your real name?
Well, ain't you, Miss Smarty Boots? Little Miss Gal from up north who's helping out tornado chasers from the Canute.
How'd you know that?
Not bad for an old codger, huh? Why, I know all sorts of stuff about you. I even know your cell phone number, Miss Nancy Drew. Let's see, it's 523-555-4399. How'd you like them apples?
Someone on the Canute team told you I was coming, didn't they?
Yeah, that they did. Debbie, she told me to keep an eye out for you and gave me your number. See, if something bad happens while you're all out there chasing twisters, it's important to have a way to get help. Staying connected in an emergency is just about the best way to stay safe. I'm kind of your emergency action central. Keep your numbers right here by the phone. Debbie fill you in the way things work around here yet?
Actually, I haven't really met her yet.
You Canute folk got a lot of credit here, so instead of paying cash for food and equipment and such, you can charge it. You want to buy something that's not on Debbie's list, like something from the snack section, you got to pay for it using pa pennies.
Using what?
Pa pennies. Like this here. A little something I invented to make coming in here a little more interesting for tourists. In fact, go ahead and take it. You could use it or keep it as a souvenir.
Hey, great. Thanks.
Just a ma and pa way of saying nice to meet you.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Y'all take care now.
The divining rod that's supposed to be here seems to be missing. What's going on there, Nancy? Did you know the divining rod that's supposed to be on display in your museum is missing?
Missing? Why, I had no idea. How do you like that? Somebody must have took it.
Why would somebody take it?
Well, now that's a good question. Only thing it's good for is finding all. That's pretty much just a superstition. For most folks, that is. Some people around these parts still swear up and down divining rod's work. Well, guess I'm just gonna have to whittle me up a fake one and stick it in the display. Just be our little secret, okay?
Good seeing you again.
See you soon.
Nancy, is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Scott wants to meet you.
Be right there.
Nancy Drew, you made it. I'm Scott Varnell, the person in charge of this meteorological train wreck. Welcome aboard.
Are you the person I'll be reporting to?
You'll be reporting to Debbie. But make no mistake, I call the shots around here. Ever seen a real tornado, Nancy?
Well, yeah. As I was driving up to the farmhouse, it wasn't that big, but it sure threw a lot of debris around.
Well, isn't that just peachy? We spend hours racing all over the countryside, and where's all the action? Right in our own backyard. We're never gonna win this thing. The school's gonna pull the plug on us, sell the farm, and that's gonna be all she wrote. And it's all Krollmeister's fault for saddling us with a bunch of Bush League junk. But now that you're here, maybe our luck will change. Two things you need to do right off the bat. I gotta give a workshop on tornado preparedness at the junior high school next week, so put a sample disaster kit together for me. If anything's missing, go up the road to Ma and Pa's and get it there.
What goes into a disaster kit?
Look, you're here because that rich uncle of yours said you could do the job, so be a little resourceful and just do it, okay? If you need a nanny, have your uncle send one. We don't have the budget. Second thing you need to do is redesign the warning siren layout for the local community. They just got a set of new sirens and their range is different, so the town asked me, and now I'm telling you, to figure out where to place them so if there is a tornado, everyone will be within earshot of a siren. All the information you need is on the chart in the other room. You have questions about anything, bug Debbie, not me. Nice meeting you. That tornado you just saw. What'd you think?
What do you mean?
Were you excited? Terrified? Did it make you want to go home? What?
Actually, that tornado is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't wait to see another one.
Now that's what I like to see. Wish I could get that sort of enthusiasm out of my students these days. Between you and me, the last few years I've gotten stuck with the worst students. I could be telling them about the most exciting storms on record, and all I get back is a sea of bored faces. Before they defunded my department, I got the best of the best. Students who really cared, like Debbie, but those days are over.
That must really be disappointing.
What are you, like 18? Do me a favor, kid, don't talk to me about disappointment till you've lived long enough to experience it firsthand. I'm sorry, Nancy, that was... I know you meant well. Anyway, good news is it looks like weather conditions for the next 2 weeks are going to be ideal for tornadogenesis. Which means we could be in for a record-breaking string of tornadoes. You may be putting that enthusiasm to good use.
I sure hope so. Right, that's how it should look.
Nancy, come back here. You can't meet Scott without meeting me, too. I'm Debbie, the project manager.
Why is Scott in such a bad mood?
I've worked with him for the past 5 years, and believe it or not, that's his normal mood. When he's in a bad mood, yikes.
You've worked with him for 5 years?
I just got my doctorate in meteorology from Canute College. From the day I walked into Scott's Theories of Tornado Genesis class, I was hooked. I've been on his chase team in one capacity or another ever since.
You must be pretty easygoing.
I've just learned how to read Scott and deal with his idiosyncrasies, that's all. Like all the equipment malfunctions we've been experiencing. Let's just say that Scott is extremely good at misdirecting blame.
You think the problems are really Scott's fault?
But hey, I could be wrong. Which, by the way, is something you'll never hear him say. Anyway, first thing every morning, I'll brief you on what has to be done that day. As for the rest of today, that disaster kit Scott told you to put together, get it done. Pretty much everything he says in there, I can hear out here. He's not exactly a low talker. That computer quiz you took will tell you what needs to go into the kit. If any items are missing, you can go to Ma and Pa's general store up the road and buy them. Just purchase wisely, our budget is very limited. And if you haven't introduced yourself to Pa or finished the filing, please do so. And once you're done with all that, you can head out to the cornfield and fix the sprinkler system.
Fix the sprinkler system?
See, this farmhouse and the acreage it sits on were donated to Canute as a research facility. The chase team gets it during tornado season. The agricultural team's here the rest of the year, so we've agreed to maintain whatever projects they've got going in their absence. Right now, they're in the middle of collaborating on something with this big mucky-muck research center in Hawaii, which is just another way of saying, fix those sprinklers ASAP.
I found this box out front when I arrived. Thought maybe I better turn it in.
Wow, there must be a couple $100 in here. Job, thanks, payment enclosed.
You don't know whose it is?
No idea. I heard you tell Scott about seeing that tornado, so my guess is the Twister carried it in from somewhere else. Maybe even somewhere miles from here.
I'd feel better if you kept it.
Sure. When I get a chance, I'll call the sheriff and report it.
Why is there a file in the cabinet labeled Grange Theater?
Theater's kind of a passion with me. So when I got here at the beginning of tornado season, I found out the Grange needed a stage manager for the play it's putting on, and volunteered for the job. And soon became the sound and lighting director as well, which means when I'm not here or out in the field, I'm there.
It sounds like you keep pretty busy.
You don't even know the half of it. We're approaching final dress for the Grange's big play of the year. Everyone from around here shows up. You should ask Pa about it. He's got much more of a passion for the stage than you'd expect from a man in overalls.
I'd better get to work.
Okay. Oh, and thanks for driving that car up here for us. That was a big help. See ya.
whoever just came in, give me a hand over here, would you?
Sure.
Save me a lot of time if you kindly fix the LED display on the dash while I fix the wiring out here.
But I've never fixed an LED display before.
Just get inside and I'll tell you what's what.
Okay.
What y'all looking at is the fuse board for the screen. The fuses are all there and they're all good, but the display won't work till you rearrange them. See how they numbered from 1 to 8?
Yeah?
What you gotta do is rearrange them so no consecutively numbered fuses are touching in any direction.
Including diagonals?
Yep. Fuse number 1 can't be touching fuse number 2, which can't be touching 3, which can't be touching 4, and so on. Got that?
I think so.
Good. Know you're done when the screen lights up. With any luck, I'll be done out here about the same time.
I did it! The screen says it's initializing.
And I'm done out here. How's that for timing?
You're Nancy, the new gopher, ain't you? Well, I'm Chase. I ain't gonna shake your hand because my hand's kind of a mess. Again, I appreciate the help.
What do you do on the team?
Right now, I'm fixing the car the fella you were replacing was driving when he busted his leg. It's pretty much my job, fixing stuff.
That okay with you?
Yep. I like fixing stuff, and I like keeping busy, so this here's the perfect job for me. Plus, I'm learning a whole lot about twisters. You live in these parts, the more you know about them, the better.
Is that why they call you Chase? Because you chase tornadoes?
And do they call you Nancy because you Nancy too many questions? Sorry, that was supposed to be funny. A lot of people think that, but the truth is, it's my name. Has been since before the day I was born.
Why do you think so much equipment has been malfunctioning lately?
Stuff breaks. If your luck's bad, it breaks a lot. Being such a negative person, though, Scott's like a bad luck magnet. With him in charge, I'd be more surprised if stuff wouldn't breaking down all the time.
Do you know a way I could earn some paw pennies?
Tell you what, over there on my workbench is a bunch of circuit boards for the weather balloons where I was putting up. Now, since I can't put the board to use till it's been wired up just right, how about for every board you wire up right, I pay you something in paw pennies? Of course, since wiring up wrong just makes more work for me, you make too many mistakes and I only pay you some of what you earned up till then, depending on how you did. What do you say?
Sounds great.
Like my dad always said, the best things in life are the things you earn. Anytime you want, just go on over there and start wiring up boards. There's some instructions over there that'll help get you going. Anything else on your mind?
The guy I'm replacing, what was the matter with his car?
A bunch of stuff. Reason he broke down in the middle of that storm and slipped in all that hell was 'cause his car had run out of antifreeze, should I say coolant. And that's 'cause mice chewed holes in his hose and made it leak.
Do you still have the hose that got chewed up?
It's over there on the workbench. Take a gander at it if you want.
I've bugged you long enough.
Nice meeting you, Nancy. Just do right by Scott and you'll do fine.
Hi, I'm Frosty. As you can probably tell from all this equipment, I'm the media guy. Still pictures, audio, video, digital, analog. I do it all. Do it pretty darn well, too.
Is there a story behind the name Frosty?
Sure is. A couple of years ago, before I met Scott or any other tornado chasers for that matter, I was out taking pictures of this ginormous thunderstorm that was brewing outside Norman. I'd drive for a while, jump out, snap some pictures, roll some video, jump back in, drive some more. Just looking for good pictures, you know? I wasn't really paying attention to what the storm was doing until all of a sudden it got really, really dark. And then it just started pouring. And I mean, rain was coming down like my car had stopped under Niagara Falls, and the wind was blowing and the car was swaying, and then it started to hail. First just dime-sized stuff, then quarter-sized, then golf ball-sized. Then all of a sudden, the windshield shatters and a hailstone the size of a fist lands in my lap. Then another, then another. Turns out I'd punched the core of an incredibly powerful HP supercell.
You'd punched the what of the who?
HP means high precipitation, lots of rain, and a supercell is a cloud formation capable of producing severe thunderstorms. The core is the worst part of a supercell, where violent updrafts can produce huge hailstones, to say nothing of tornadoes.
Did you see one?
That time? No. But I did roll down my window and start shooting, and I came away with photos and footage of hail that no one's been able to top yet. Overnight, I went from being Tobias Harlow, run-of-the-mill photographer, to Frosty Harlow, fearless documenter of extreme weather phenomena.
What happened to your arm?
What, these scratches? Just a few minor war wounds. See, I was climbing the fence next to the old Fraser Creek windmill so I could get a clear shot of some mammatus clouds. And what happens? I dropped my camera bag right into a patch of brambles. Thorns just about took my arm off when I went to grab it.
Have you ever been, seriously injured?
Nah, but then I'm still relatively new to the storm chasing biz. I joined the team last year after their photographer quit halfway through. This is my first full season. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to this team, I might add. I'm good.
Thanks for all the advice.
Take care.
It's late, Nancy. Why don't you call it quits for the day?
What's going on there, Nancy?
I was just wondering, where's the Ma part of Ma and Pa's? Where?
Ma? Oh, she's around, and, running errands and such. She'll be in later. What else you need?
Have a good day.
See you soon.
I think I've got everything I need. Can I pay for these supplies now?
I suppose so.
Thanks.
Sure thing.
It's late, Nancy. Go to bed.
That ought to do it. I finished that disaster kit for Scott.
Nice job. I'm supposed to remind you to check in with Debbie. She might need you to do something else.
Will do.
What's up?
Would you happen to know who threw out the sales receipt for dried corn that's in the wastebasket over there?
Dried corn? Why would anyone around here buy dried corn?
To make the little piles of dried corn I keep finding around here. They look a lot more man-made than mouse-made.
Are you suggesting someone has been deliberately feeding the mice?
I guess it does sound pretty dumb, doesn't it?
Everyone on this team has his quirks, that is for sure. But deliberately causing a mouse infestation? Nobody's that mental.
I better get to work.
Have fun! Time to call it a day, Nancy. Hit the sack and I'll see you first thing in the morning.
What's going on?
What did you mean when you said before that the school would sell the farm if you lose?
Just what I said. Right now, Canute College offsets the costs of maintaining this place with funds from private companies like the Healy Healy. But apparently that money's about to dry up, so if we don't win this competition, there goes the farm.
I'll let you get back to work.
Ta-ta.
Good morning, Debbie.
Nancy, good morning. Got a few things for you today. That storm really shook up those sensors out in the cornfield. Could you put them back in line? After that, you should go spend some time in the field with Frosty. He really wants to show you some of the basics of storm photography. Any chance to show off?
That's it for now.
Have fun!
It looks like I need to connect the red beam to the red sensor and the blue beam to the blue sensor. That looks right.
No, I am staying at Canute. As it is, he's already near the edge. We just have to give him a little push. No one is going to suspect a thing.
I don't know how I feel about this anymore. This is not what I agreed to. I mean, when I said I'd help you, I didn't mean...
Way too late to get cold feet here, Frosty. Scott needs to be taken care of. You know that, and I know that.
You're right. But we can't... No, you're right. It's time to get rid of him.
Hello?
Krollmeister here. This Nancy Drew?
Yes, it's me.
No, indeed. Just when were you planning on bringing me up to speed on all the goings-on out there in Tornado Alley?
Sorry, I meant to call. Actually, this isn't the best time.
Well, that's no excuse. In fact, it's all the more reason to call me and keep me up to the latest on all the happenings going on out there.
Okay, I'll make sure to do that.
You had better, Indy. I've got my hands full down here at the warehouse. I don't have time to follow up and make sure you're getting things done out there, all right? Now, tell me what you've dug up on the team so far. Tell me about this Scott character.
He's a little hard to read. There seems to be some distance between him and the rest of the team. It might be because he wants it that way, but there could be something else. It's almost like no one fully trusts him.
Interesting. You'll make sure to keep a close eye on that one.
Of course, but...
But he's not your only suspect?
Right.
Well, good. Don't hold back. Tell me everything you know. What's up with the shutterbug? Frosty, is it?
Frosty. He's reckless and impulsive, and definitely up to something. But it's hard to say if he's our guy.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. There can be a lot of money to be made in the sale of storm footage. If I were Frosty, I'd be jumping at the chance to get out of that restrictive contract he's under. I'd keep an eye on somebody like that. What about Debbie?
She's up to something, but I can't tell what.
You stay close to the both of them. Report back to me when you're done.
So, what's up?
I'll catch you later.
Pop in anytime.
What's up?
I better get to work.
Have fun!
I shouldn't drive this one now. Not this one.
Don't forget me. Okay, let's start taking pictures.
All right, where's the best place to go?
We've got a lot of different formations to spot, so if you head on out to the Fraser Creek Windmill, that'd be perfect right now. This will help you identify the shots you need to take. When we get some good photos, we'll move on. That's the idea. Keep trying.
I'll be sure to download the photos into the gallery when we get back to the farmhouse.
I'm getting some great shots here. What about you? You've got to keep a sharp eye out or you'll miss what's right in front of you. You know, I didn't always want to be a storm photographer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I used to want to be a doctor.
What changed your mind?
Studying. It's hard to stay focused on some boring little book when there's so much going on outside. That's a good one. I didn't always want to be a storm photographer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I used to want to be a doctor.
What changed your mind?
Studying. It's hard to stay focused on some boring little book when there's so much going on outside. I'm getting some great shots here. What about you? So you got the chasing bug.
The chasing bug?
The chasing bug. Happens to a lot of people. Once you see a few good storms, it gets in your blood or something. Suddenly, sunny days stop being nice and start being boring. That's a good one. That's a good one. You ever heard of nacreous clouds?
What clouds?
They're the Bigfoot of clouds. Extremely rare. People used to think they didn't exist. No one has gotten a good picture of them. They're only near the North and South Poles, but they have this special way of catching the light, and from what I hear, it's amazing. Turns the whole sky red or green or yellow. I get enough money together, that's what I'm going after.
What's up?
That's it for now.
Have fun!
Yes?
Guess I'll get going.
Whatever.
I can't hit the sack just yet. It's too soon to go to bed.
What's up?
Thanks for all the advice.
Oh, I almost forgot. Do me a favor and give this to Chase for me. I borrowed it from him. Keep forgetting to return it.
Sure.
Thanks, Nancy. You're the bomb.
It's late, Nancy. Why don't you call it quits for the day?
Oh, darn it, get off, get off, get off!
Who's he talking to?
How come something that makes such a mess be worth so much money? I'm never gonna get this stuff off. These are my best boots, dang it! Get out!
That was a little weird.
Hey there.
Frosty asked me to return this to you.
Thanks.
Does he borrow stuff from you a lot?
Hardly ever. Him and me don't exactly have a ton of stuff in common. He's the outgoing, sophisticated type, and I'm just a simple country boy. Won't let me forget it neither.
What's Debbie's relationship to Frosty like?
Well, I always figured she didn't have much use for him. But you know, lately, seems like she and him been hanging out with each other a lot. Nothing romantic or anything like that, just, you know, talking. Sure don't know about what.
How do you like working with Scott?
Other than the fact that he can be ornier than a never-ridden bull in a bucking shoot and can holler longer and louder than all the football coaches in Oklahoma put together, I like him fine. Got this sixth sense when it comes to twisters. Never seen nothing like it. Kinda spooky sometimes.
Think he'll win the Green Skies competition?
Not a chance. He's got this real negative way about him. Nothing good's ever gonna come his way. Sad but true.
Will it bother you if his team doesn't win?
Heck yeah, I'd like to win. It's gonna bother me a lot. But as long as you got Scott for a leader, ain't no way.
I'll check back with you later.
Bye now.
This place could really use a cat. All done.
Too bad. You only get half of what you had coming to you.
This is a broadcast of the
Hello?
emergency
Is someone
notification
there?
system. There have been multiple reports of a tornado touchdown in the area. All listeners are advised to seek shelter until further notice.
I better get down into the cellar until the storm passes. Shoot, the power must be out. I'm looking for candles. Can you help? Someone is out there, right? Hello? Who's there? Hello? I'd better look into that in the morning. Good morning.
What did you think of that storm last night? Pretty loud, huh?
Well, yeah, I think it would have been impossible to sleep through that.
You'd be surprised. Chase and Frosty, those two could sleep through a circus explosion. Before I forget, Scott wants to talk to you, so make sure you go in there as soon as you leave here, okay?
Sure thing.
Since it doesn't look like we'll be chasing any storms today, the prairie dogs that have taken up residence by the cornfield, I just got notice that the ag people are going to exterminate them.
What? But that's not fair. They're not hurting anyone.
You're right. Fortunately, there's time for you to move them to the other side of the barn, but you're gonna have to move quickly. I told Chase to come up with a way to move them so they don't get hurt. Hopefully he's figured it out by now, so after you talk to Scott, go talk to Chase.
Got it.
Great, thank you so much. I do it myself, but I'm buried in work right now. You're a lifesaver. Literally.
Previously on Detective Beach.
You're a loose cannon, McNorton. I want your badge and your surfboard on my desk immediately.
Only one man would be crazy enough to use a shark to rob a bank. You gotta put me back on the case, Chief. Previously on Are You a Detective?
Andrew Morris, you are not a detective.
Nancy, hi. Look, Debbie tells me it would be good for morale if I gave people around here a few attaboys every now and then. So I just wanted to say you did a pretty fair job driving during the chase yesterday.
Thank you.
Well, let's not get cocky. I mean, there's always room for improvement. For instance, when you're driving in a steady downpour, you should always... Ah! Did you see that? Did you see that? Those dagnabbit mice are everywhere, and I'm sick of it. So if you were wondering what your next job was gonna be, now you know. Get rid of the mice in here. Just make sure you do it humanely, or Debbie will never let me hear the end of it. Maybe you can get one of those Piper guys, or better yet, some kind of catch-and-release trap at that Ma and Pa store. Just get it done, okay?
Hey there.
I'm supposed to relocate those prairie dogs. How do I do that without hurting them?
By using the handy-dandy prairie dog vacuum I just invented. Won't hurt one single hair on their furry little heads. At least it won't after I replace this tube with a bigger one. How soon are you supposed to move them?
By the end of the day.
Well, then get yourself over to Ma and Pa's and trade this tube in for one that's a bigger size. I'll set you up as soon as you get back.
Great, thanks.
Anything else on your mind?
I'll check back with you later.
Adios.
What can I do for you, little lady?
Debbie tells me you're pretty involved in the local theater.
And that's a true fact if there ever was one. Nothing quite like being backstage when the lights go down. Nothing. Come to think of it, it's just like that moment right before the storm hits. When the world goes dark and quiet. And all you can do is cross your fingers and hope for the best.
I need a bigger tube for a vacuum Chase is building for me. Can you help me out?
Sure, long as you do a little something for me.
What's that?
Head over to the snack aisle. You can update the display I got set up over there.
Sure. That mousetrap you have in the museum, the one that lets people catch mice instead of kill them, do you think that maybe I could borrow that?
Well, I think I could lend it to you, sure. Long as you do a little something for me first.
You bet.
You can update the tornado display I got set up over there. Just move the stuff on it around till it compares the old Vegeta way of saying how bad a twister is. You know, F1, F2, F3 and such. Until it correctly compares that scale to the new one. You know, the enhanced Vegeta scale. EF1, EF2, and EF3, and the like. The scale they switched over to a couple years back. You might have to do a little reading, but you can do that for me in return for the mousetrap, right?
No problem.
Atta girl.
I did it!
Done with that Vegeta scale display?
To be honest, I haven't even started it.
So what you need?
I finished up the candy display.
Atta girl. Here.
Thanks.
Hey there.
I went to pause and got a bigger tube for that prairie dog vacuum. This okay?
Well, let's find out. There you go. One-handed dandy prairie dog vacuum.
How does it work?
We just turn it on, stick the tube in the hole, and all the critters in the burrows going to that hole be sucked into the bag.
That sounds a little rough. Are you sure they're going to be okay?
Of course they will. Built this baby here with safety in mind. That's why it's so ugly. Now don't forget, if there ain't any critters in the burrows going to that hole, you'll lose suction and some of the ones that you've caught will escape. You gotta make sure you catch all of them before you move them.
Okay.
Just keep at it and you'll do fine. There's some paw pennies in if you remember to bring this back when you're done. Don't want it falling into the wrong hands. Prairie dog's life is rough enough as it is. Anything else on your mind?
I'll let you go.
See you around.
I bet I can find a new home for the prairie dogs right around here. I should stay here and find a new home for the prairie dogs. I should stay here and find a new home for the prairie dogs. I should look for somewhere to relocate these prairie dogs. Here you go, little guys. Good luck in your new home. It kind of looks like the money box I found at the farmhouse.